Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Storm starting to fire to our southwest as part of a major severe weather outbreak. Find out how much of that's going to end up here.
A water main break on Detroit's west side, inconveniencing a lot of residents. Hear from a woman who lives in the area and says her basement is now flooded because of this.
An immigration judge decided the fate of a father of 4 from Ann Arbor who was facing deportation. That ruling happened just moments ago.
We'll get to that in just a minute. Let's start, though, here at 5 with concerns about the weather. 4 live radar showing a swath of rain that is headed our way. Glad you're with us today at 5. Not here yet, but on the move.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben right now. Ben, you've been telling us that this is a pretty complex weather pattern that we're in right now.
Yeah, and it's a lot different than what we were looking at on Friday. We're going to see more thunderstorms. They probably won't be as strong as what we got on Friday. But the biggest threat from these are going to be the amount of rainfall that we're expecting. And even though we've got flooding and a medium high impact, the good news is it's going to happen mainly overnight. So a lot of folks are going to be off the roads. And we think that a lot of the highway underpasses and some of those areas that are prone to flooding will be the largest impacts for that. Obviously, lightning, wind will be a lower threat, but still possible. We could see severe strength winds, and then hail and tornadoes lower on that threshold. Not much out there on 4 live radar. There's a lot of thunderstorms here coming out of Tawas and brushing across the thumb. That stays away from us. This could be our first round as it starts to head up to the northeast, but we'll keep an eye on that through the evening. Temperatures relatively steady, and we'll start seeing those first thunderstorms develop probably close to 8 and 9 o'clock. We'll talk more about the stronger storms overnight coming up. Kim.
Ben. All right, now to some breaking news that we've been following, and it's good news for this Ann Arbor family. Yusef Ajin, who's been living here in the U.S. for 18 years, was detained last month by immigration agents. His family didn't get a chance to see him for the entire time until today at a crucial deportation hearing. Our Priya Mann was at that hearing. She joins us live now. And Priya, he's set to be released right now.
That's right, Kimberly. The judge issued him a very rare waiver for a number of reasons. First, Yosef is the breadwinner for the family. The couple has 4 children, including a son with severe disabilities, and the judge felt it would cause the family irreparable harm if the man was deported. And then Yosef's family was joyful. It was pandemonium out here when that ruling came down.
I'm like so happy.
Jubilation, tears, and relief as loved ones and supporters heard the news.
We heard the clapping from inside, and then we just knew that like he was gonna come home, and my mom came out crying, and it was like the best feeling ever.
Yosef Ajin, a father of 4 from Ann Arbor, was detained by immigration officials in January and faced deportation. Today, a federal judge granted a rare waiver allowing the man to stay in the U.S. for good.
It feels so good. I'm happy.
Ajin was born in Kuwait and immigrated to the U.S. from Jordan in 1999 as a permanent legal resident. In 2001, he was convicted of using a stolen credit card to buy hundreds of dollars worth of cigarettes, beer, and cologne. While on probation in 2003, he was convicted of retail fraud. Ajin admit to making, quote, stupid mistakes and has not committed a crime since.
He's just such a nice man, and he would never ever hurt anyone, and this is the right decision. And everything in his past, I know he regrets it, and it's just, I'm so happy he's gonna come home.
An article from his daughter's high school helped build support for the Ann Arbor family.
Free Yusef!
Protesters were camped outside the McNamara Federal Building as Ajin learned his fate.
If my dad were to leave, it would change my whole life. My brother's disabled, and it's just the best feeling that he can have his dad home again.
And Ajin's last conviction was 14 years ago. The judge felt enough time had passed and that Ajin had learned his lesson, but he offered the man a sobering reminder. If he's charged with any crime and is back before a judge, it will be a very different story. He will likely not get this rare waiver again. Reporting live from the McNamara Federal Building, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
What a day for that family. Priya, the crowd was just remarkable there. Now, Ajin, I know, appeared via video link from a jail in Battle Creek. How soon is he going to be actually reunited with his family, or has that happened?
He will be released tomorrow morning and be with his family as early as tomorrow afternoon, and they say they cannot wait.
I bet not. I bet not. Okay, Priya, thank you.
All right, now to a developing story out of Romulus. A former Customs and Border Patrol agent appears in court on allegations of child molestation. This is David Radecki. Besides working as an agent, he also served as a Boy Scout troop leader. On February 16th, he was arraigned on a number of charges, expected back in court tomorrow morning. In the meantime, though, Romulus police are asking for anyone who may have been a victim of his to come forward.
Today's street on Detroit's west side looks a lot more like a stream than a road.
This is video shot earlier today at the intersection of Trinity and Pickford Streets near 7 Mile and Lazar. Big hole opened up with a lot of water coming out, as you can see. Coco McAvoy standing by with how the crews are doing on the progress here. Coco?
Yes, Devin and Kimberly, the good news is the water main break has been repaired and water is back on in the neighborhood. But we spoke to a woman who lives in the area. Her basement is now flooded, and she says this is a case of deja vu.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Really the only way to describe what Christina Thornton saw just down the street from her house at Trinity and Pickford this morning.
Like it was mud coming up out the ground. It was horrible. It was bad.
So she called 911 and did what she could.
Me and the neighbor was out trying to clean the drains so that they wouldn't flood.
Unfortunately, that didn't work, and Thornton soon learned her basement was flooded.
I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I panicked a little bit because I didn't know if I was supposed to come to try and get somebody to let them know that it was coming, that the same thing that was outside was coming into my basement.
Thing is, this isn't the first time this has happened.
Whenever it rains, and then my basement floods every time. Like, so I know it have to be something with the city. It have to be something underground.
Officials with the Detroit Water and Sewer Department say it could be a number of things causing the problem, and they'd have to check it out to know for certain what's going on. But until then, Thornton is cleaning up the mess left behind from this morning's water main break.
To dry up a little bit, start taking the stuff out to just throw it out or whatever, and start, I guess, basically start over, start from there, because everything is basically, once it mildew, it's over with.
Back out here live now, the intersection back open after the water main break this morning. And Christina Thornton says she'll be calling the city first thing in the morning so they can come out here and try to solve the problem. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4, back to you.
Well, I know they're working right now on the current concerns, but have they figured out what started it to begin with, what caused it?
So the city says they don't know exactly what caused the water main break. However, they say it's this time of year with the weather that a lot of these water main breaks typically happen throughout the city. So they're just happy that they've repaired it and hoping that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah. All right, Coco. Well, other news tonight, a driver on the run from Westland Police leads officers on a long chase.
This was the scene this afternoon in Westland. Police say the chase began when the suspect was being stopped by a neighboring jurisdiction for speeding. After the officer ran the plate, they learned he was wanted for multiple home invasions and other felonies. Police caught up with him, chasing him until he crashed. He is in police custody, and nobody was hurt. Detroit police are looking for 7 people who may have information about a shooting that left a 26-year-old man wounded. Take a close look here at these pictures showing 3 women and 1 man. The shooting happened February 19th on 14th Street near the Davidson. And police also want to hear from the people shown here. Here's 1 woman and 2 men. Take a good look there. If you recognize any of these people, you're asked to call Detroit police.
Undoubtedly going to be a very important night for President Trump, set to deliver his first address to a joint session of Congress. We'll note it's not a State of the Union address. Newly sworn presidents are not asked to deliver those so early in their term. But the president is sought to talk about a number of things: building the military, cutting spending, replacing Obamacare. Before the address, it was a series of meetings and executive orders signed. Tracy Potts has it all from Capitol Hill tonight. Hey, Tracy.
Devin, good afternoon from Capitol Hill. The anticipation is building for the speech just hours from now. The White House says it'll last about an hour and 15 minutes, with the president beginning with his focus on jobs and the economy.
Well, thank you very much.
President Trump sells his vision to Congress tonight.
We're going to spend a lot more money on military. We really have to. We have no choice.
Funding the war on terror not only with cuts, but a new approach. He tells Fox News he'll demand payback from countries we defend and rev up America's economy by tripling our 1% economic output.
If I can get that up to 3 or maybe more, we have a whole different ballgame.
He'll ask Congress to cut foreign aid and the State Department. 120 former generals argue that's a bad idea. They say diplomacy works.
We want stability in a place like Afghanistan so we don't have another attack like we did at 9/11.
Balancing $54 billion in new spending without touching Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, Democrats and Republicans are skeptical.
Sooner or later, we're going to have to do something.
He really doesn't know how complicated it is.
The president will focus on Obamacare. Republicans insist replacing it will save money.
We have an obligation to step in front of this collapse.
Mr. President, stick to your guns. Tell our colleagues in the House we're not going to repeal Obamacare until we have a replacement.
For tonight's audience, Democrats are inviting Muslims and immigrants affected by the president's travel ban.
I want President Trump to see with his own eyes the people he has hurt.
A new president laying out his agenda to lawmakers still trying to figure out if they can make it work. And late today, the White House signaling changes on immigration, with the president expected to mention an immigration bill tonight, something Democrats and Republicans haven't been able to put together here for years, and also signaling he may be open to legal status for immigrants who came here illegally but haven't committed crimes. From Capitol Hill, Tracy Potts, Local 4.
All right, Tracy, you can watch President Trump's address to Congress. We'll have it for you tonight at 9 p.m. here on Local 4. We'll also stream it for you live on clickondetroit.com. Well, there is a different sort of border battle brewing tonight along the Detroit River.
New tonight, why the owner of this small barge right here says a billionaire is trying to push him out of business.
Also, a car plows into a marching band getting ready to participate in a Mardi Gras parade. Ahead at 5, brand new information on what the driver is saying happened just before the crash. Kevin.
The defenders go on a ride along with a local sheriff's deputy who's out making runs, protecting the community, and encouraging young people to go into the profession. The story is coming up.
Tonight, new at 6.
Derogatory comments about Muslims tied to the Facebook account of a local city clerk. At 6 o'clock, what she's accused of posting that have some calling for her resignation.
It's estimated 90,000 people travel along Hall Road every day. Well, now a massive construction project is set to begin. How will it affect your commute?
All right, Priya. For months now, Defender Kevin Dietz has been talking with local law enforcement officers to find out what life is really like out on the beat.
We're calling it True Blue, and tonight he's introducing us to an Oakland County Sheriff's deputy who's working to inspire the next generation of law enforcement. Let's bring in Kevin live. Kevin, he's not backing off his message even in today's climate.
He is, and as you know, in the past couple of years, police have been criticized, questioned, protested against, in some cases targeted. It's a difficult job, and all across the country, recruitment is down. But this officer says he highly recommends this as a profession, even for his own kids. Police officers put their lives on the line to protect ours. In our ongoing series, True Blue, we talk with officers about the job. Some feel disrespected and unappreciated in today's climate as a result of videos from across the country questioning the integrity of police. They tell us the media fails to put the unacceptable acts of a few in proper perspective.
Well, unfortunately, for 100 million good acts that the police personnel do throughout the U.S. and throughout the world, one bad act is what brings that erosion to our public image.
Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Christopher Giletti works the streets of Pontiac. He loves the job and the people he works with.
A 99% majority of police officers are good people and they have good intentions.
Now turning on Caesar Chavez.
He makes hundreds of runs a year, some routine, some dangerous. Today, he stops at a gas station following a report of a menacing person. And then off to a family home where a mother and daughter are having a spat.
We put on all these different faces, educator, social worker, counselor, on a daily basis, and that's basically how we get the job done.
Across Southeast Michigan and across the country, it is becoming harder to hire law enforcement officers. Candidates passing on good, steady jobs in an era where police are being protested, picketed, and in some cases, targeted.
People saying, kill policemen and target them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously that's disturbing not only to me, but to my family and friends and everybody else.
But Giletti says he still encourages young people to come into the profession, starting with his own children.
My oldest boy is that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to be a policeman. He actually wants to work here.
He says citizens are missing out on an opportunity to improve the quality of policing when they discourage good people from going into law enforcement. That's why he hopes his kids become cops.
He's a strong kid. He's a smart kid. He's a rational thinker. He's everything that a good police officer is.
Deputy Giletti says, sure, sometimes it may feel like a thankless job, but then someone reminds you that you helped make the community safer, maybe saved a life. And he said there's nothing more rewarding than that. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
Well, Kevin, if he's inspired some to think about becoming a police officer, what do? What's the first step?
Yeah, so there's jobs at almost every agency in Southeast Michigan, and it's as easy as going on the website and finding out who the recruitment officer is. Give them a call, and they'll get you started on your way to becoming a law enforcement official.
Yeah. All right, Kevin.
All right, another mild day as we close out the month of February. Though we didn't see much of the sun today, but still, temperatures.
February.
I know.
We are going to go in the books, by the way, as the second warmest February on record in Detroit. Wow. Which, after seeing, 5 records last week, nobody's going to...
Feels about right.
Yeah. But we've got some rough stuff tonight to discuss. There is going to be a major severe weather outbreak. In fact, it's just getting going right now there across parts of the Ohio Valley. The good news is we're not going to see the worst of it. That's going to remain to our south. You can see right here, that's where that moderate area of severe risk is. But we're in the marginal risk. That's the lowest category that the Storm Prediction Center puts out. That's mainly for our south zone. But in addition to the possibility of seeing some damaging winds, we're getting a lot of rain coming with these thunderstorms, and we'll look at that in just a minute. As Kim mentioned, it's mild out there, 55, and probably not quite at our highs yet. We may actually see that happen before the second round of thunderstorms comes in. This is warmer than what we saw yesterday, especially down here across Lenawee and Monroe County, 7-8 degrees warmer than what we started out with at 5 p.m. yesterday. 3 tornado watches have already been posted, and they reach as far north as Chicago, into Lake Michigan, and all the way south into Little Rock in southern parts of Arkansas. We anticipate that these storms, which you can see just really started to get going here within the last hour, will start migrating towards us. They are going to lose a little bit of steam as they do. So by the time they get here, even though they still could be packing a punch, the primary threat, as we talked about at the top of the show, is going to be from the amount of rain these storms are going to produce. 8, 9 o'clock, we'll start getting a little bit of some rain, maybe some thunder in here. This is probably not going to be any severe weather. Once we get closer to about midnight, we'll see these storms intensify, and notice that the rain is going to continue too. You start seeing these colors go from yellows to oranges and even some embedded red shades in there as well. Our third and final round comes through right around daybreak tomorrow. As that exits, we'll spend most of tomorrow dry until the cold air sets in. That's when we'll see snow wrapping around this system and pushing through, and it could be enough to sit on the ground in a couple spots. These light blue shades are less than an inch of snow, but it will be enough to cover the ground, especially in our north zone. If you don't have enough to worry about, how about this? When we get into tomorrow evening, or really afternoon, straight line winds behind this system could be gusting as high as 35, close to 40 miles an hour, especially south of Detroit. Again, this is tomorrow afternoon, right before that snow gets going. And then as we get into the nighttime hours, at least those wind speeds will subside. Whew. Okay, 53 tonight for the overnight low. We'll actually see temperatures rise a little bit overnight. Highs tomorrow will be at noon at 61. The rain ends early, and then we start seeing that rain turn to snow, enough to cover the ground. But look at the difference between that 61 on Wednesday and the 30s for highs on Thursday and Friday. We will recover a bit over the weekend, but that is going to be a shock because we will see the 30s show up by Wednesday late in the day. So a lot of stuff to watch tonight and tomorrow, too, for the next really 48 hours.
What a stretch. All right, Ben.
All right, Ben. Well, Steve Garagiola caught up with an Olympic champion today. Hi, Steve.
At the Olympics, Claressa Shields fought for gold. Now she says she fights for a cause.
I decided to join that fight because I wanted women's boxing to be a little more easier for the little girls coming up behind me. I don't want it to be as hard for them.
And where do you think she keeps all those gold medals? Not the answer I expected. The story's coming up.
All right, Steve, but first, a day of celebrations ends in tragedy after a car plows into a marching band. What we're learning about the person who was behind the wheel next. Chaos amid what seconds before had been celebration.
An SUV plowed into a crowd at the start of a Mardi Gras parade in Alabama. Police say a 73-year-old man was behind the wheel and struck at least 12 members of a marching band as they approached the start of the parade. Several were critically injured. Some ended up underneath the SUV.
He was like barreling through with this big vehicle. He was mowing these kids down.
Comes on the heels of another parade incident that happened over the weekend. More than 24 were hurt in New Orleans when a suspected drunk driver plowed into a crowd. Back in Gulf Shores, Alabama, police say there's no indication that elderly driver was under the influence of drugs or alcohol and may have hit the gas by mistake. The FAA is working to figure out what caused a small plane to crash through the roof of a condo complex in Massachusetts.
The Home-built single-engine plane was trying to land at a nearby airport when it crashed around 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the pilot was killed. He was the only person on board, and luckily no one was inside any of the condo units that were hit.
New at 5:30.
He's a local 6-year-old who is literally 1 in a million. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, see what makes John so special and the rare connection he shares with a young celebrity.
He spent 18 years behind bars for attempted murder.
So I said that I must go out and use the talents that I have to create a job for myself.
Now he has a career and is making a better life for himself. I'm Evrod Cassamy. Coming up, we'll go inside of a local school that's giving convicted felons a second chance.
We all know that Matty Maroon owns the Ambassador Bridge.
It's typical things that he does.
But should he be allowed to allow hazardous materials to go across? He says they should. There are those who disagree. We'll hear from everybody ahead.
Team Best. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A different sort of border battle is brewing tonight. This small ferry boat owner says someone is trying to put him out of business. Greg Ward has been crossing the Detroit River with his ferry boat for nearly 30 years.
His boat carries trucks that aren't allowed to cross the bridge or use the tunnel. But now Ambassador Bridge owner Matty Maroon wants to change that. We bring in Rod Maloney to explain what's going on here. Rod?
Well, Devin, Matty Maroon feels needlessly singled out by, guess who? The state of Michigan. Now, here's how it works. The state decides what hazardous materials ride on what roads. But in this lawsuit against the state, Matty Maroon says, look, he owns the Ambassador Bridge and he should be able to decide what gets to ride on his bridge. For all the Ambassador Bridge trucks you see going to and from Canada, you won't see gasoline tankers, explosives, or radioactive cargoes. Maroon can't understand why, and he's suing the state to change those rules. In a statement, the bridge company said today, quote, supplies important to manufacturing and the auto industry currently are required to drive 60 miles out of their way or pay a ransom to cross the border on a barge. This is the barge. It's the Detroit-Windsor Truck Ferry. The bridge company continues, quote, MDOT has no issue with the highly regulated and controlled cargo using the state-owned crossing at Port Huron. The Ambassador Bridge should be available for trucks to take the shortest and safest route, end quote.
Puts us out of business if they're successful.
Greg Ward started the truck ferry in 1990 and has battled Maroon for years. He sees this as the latest shot across his bow.
It's a very small economic gain for them, but it probably gives them pleasure to cause as much grief as they can for anybody who opposes them.
Yet Ward knows he has a bullseye on his back. The new Gordie Howe Bridge would likely make the ferry obsolete as well. But he says he can live with that.
I don't necessarily want to go out of business, but I understand the greater good that we need to have this redundancy in our transportation system. If it's at our cost, so be it.
Now, the state isn't willing to comment specifically about this case because they say don't talk about pending litigation. But they do say this: federal rules require that a bridge have a certain amount of space, have a certain amount of infrastructure available, and it also has to increase the safety in order to put hazardous materials on a bridge. And they say at this point it doesn't look like that will happen right here in the Ambassador Bridge. So they'll end up in court. Back to you.
Well, what are you hearing about the likelihood of the suit being able to change the rules then?
Well, let's remember this. Even though the suit says that they want to be able to put hazardous materials on the bridge, they do have a problem in that the state controls the roads getting to the bridge. And if they say they can't put hazardous material there, well, there's your end game. So we'll see what the judge has to say.
Will do. All right, Rod.
Over here with Ben, and we've got a pretty big shot of some rain headed our way tonight.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I think we're going to have. The good news, a lot of folks are going to be in bed, so it's not going to be a huge issue on the roads. But if you are going to be traveling tonight, keep that in mind. 4 Live radar doesn't have a lot to see here. Already starting to see some showers brew down here towards Fort Wayne. These are fairly inconsequential. Even if they get stronger, we're not anticipating that these are going to become severe. We're really looking at this area that's back here over parts of northern Illinois that's headed over the lake and will start moving a little bit more east as it gets into Michigan. You can see that red box out there, tornado warning for LaSalle County, and it is headed right for one of the major interstates. In fact, a big intersection there of I-90 within the next few minutes. Bottom line for us, though, between this evening and sunrise, we'll see multiple waves of thunderstorms. The heavy rain and strong winds are really going to be from the overnight storms, and a better chance of those storms being strong are going to be in our south zone. We'll talk more about what's to come after the storms because it doesn't quiet down much. That's all in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. A meeting tonight in Pontiac about the future of the city's schools. The Save Our Schools meeting starts just a short time from now. It gets underway at 6. It'll be held at the Newman AME Church on Bagley Street, aiming to bring residents, teachers, and school officials together so that they can discuss ways to stop 2 schools, Whitman Elementary and Pontiac High, from closing. These closures, part of the state's plans to shut down 38 different schools across the state. Now to good health. Today is Rare Disease Day, annual event designed to shine a spotlight on diseases that usually don't get a whole lot of attention.
Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with one local family that says being rare is just part of what makes their son so very special.
Special indeed. In fact, 6-year-old John Powledge of Rochester Hills is literally 1 in a million. He was born with cleidocranial dysplasia. That's a genetic condition that occurs just once in every million person. But John refuses to let his challenges get in his way.
R2D2.
When you ask 6-year-old John Powledge what makes him special, he knows right away.
I'm kind, I'm smart.
He's funny too, and also incredibly rare.
So many different doctors, when they look at John's medical rap sheet, they almost think it's a typo or a joke, because for a kid to have all those, it's just really rare and unusual.
John has scoliosis and needs back surgeries every 6 months. He has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which makes his joints unusually loose. And rarest of all, cleidocranial dysplasia, a genetic disorder that affects the development of bones and teeth. John is short for his age, has very small collarbones, and the soft spots in his skull never closed.
Well, I think every family has a thing, and we've just embraced it as, as our thing that we deal with.
John can't do contact sports, but loves swimming and golf.
You know, he's been dealing with this his whole life. So for him, it's just life. Well, he definitely doesn't let it slow him down.
They were encouraged when they learned Stranger Things actor Gaten Matarazzo also has cleidocranial dysplasia, and so does his character.
And we went and told John, there's this kid who has cleidocranial dysplasia, just like you, and he's living his dreams. He's on TV.
John dreams of being an explorer when he grows up.
That means I'm going to explore all around the world.
No surprise for a kid who has already climbed a lot of mountains.
John makes us smile every single day. Everybody meets him, thinks he's so special.
Show me what you got.
Now, John is receiving care at the University of Michigan, and his parents say if you suspect anything rare or genetic could be going on with you or a loved one, keep pushing for answers. It took a lot of testing to uncover John's issues, but it's made a world of difference in his treatment.
The reality of it is so crushing because there's so few people, there's so little research going in, so little money being spent on fixing it, right?
That's exactly it, and he has a whole host of problems. So ultimately, it's even more difficult because he has so many multiple diseases.
He seems though he can be active, even though he has the issues with the bones and spine.
It's a matter of that delicate balance of being careful as well, though.
Right.
Thank
you, Doc.
Well, across Michigan tonight, we're following stories from Kentwood on the west side of the state, also Harbor Springs up north.
But we want to start at Delta College over in Frankenmuth Township, and that is where Michigan State Police are investigating a report of a rape. Police are working to process the car that was allegedly the crime scene. The results of that investigation are pending, but could produce evidence like fingerprints. The victim says a man grabbed her from the parking lot and forced her into his car where the assault happened. The suspect fled. Police think It is possibly another person that was driving. No arrests have been made. In Harbor Springs, a man learns his fate after police say he ran from a security guard and sprayed a fire extinguisher at that guard during a major fire.
This was the scene at Boyne Highlands Resort back in December, and today 31-year-old David Soltisiak learned his punishment. Soltisiak pleaded no contest to second-degree arson and felonious assault. A no contest plea is not an admission of guilt, but it is treated as such for sentencing, and his sentencing includes a minimum of 13 years and 3 months in prison. Meantime, American Legion riders are surprised to learn a restaurant's policy on motorcycle vests.
Victor Murdoch wears his American Legion vest proudly to honor his father, a U.S. Navy veteran. He is a member of the Sons of the American Legion Post in Granville. He said this of his group.
It's just a good group of guys that want to raise awareness for PTSD, fallen veterans, for the ones that, didn't come back, and even for the ones that are here that are still dealing with, situations that they never got over.
Murdoch says the vest is just one way members of the group convey their message. So imagine his surprise when the manager of a Dave & Buster's on the west side of the state informed them of a policy against motorcycle vests bearing patches, and then asked the men to turn their vests inside out. They chose to leave instead. She is the local Olympic champion who now has her sights set on a new title.
Boxing champ Claressa Shields training for a bout that'll be at the top of the card this weekend on Showtime. Our Steve Garagiola caught up with Claressa today as she trains for her biggest fight since turning pro.
Claressa Shields got the world's attention with her Olympic gold medals, but now she takes her sport to a new level and says this is bigger than just Claressa. Claressa put Flint, Michigan on the world stage with her gold medal performances.
Claressa Shields.
Now she's turned pro, and today is at the Kronk Center, preparing for a March 10th match at the MGM Grand Detroit. The main event on the card, televised on Showtime.
It's a huge deal, one, to be the main event for Showtime and being the first woman. There's been a lot of great women that came before me, and then the fact that they chose me to be the main event and for the first time on Showtime and actually be on Showtime live up on TV. That's a great deal.
This is the first time that female professional boxing will provide the main event for a nationally televised show. So Claressa says she has to do well, because this is not just about her future, but also every other woman trying to make it in the sport.
When they weren't allowed to box in gyms with the men, I decided to join that fight because I wanted women's boxing to be a little more easier for the little girls coming up behind me. I don't want it to be as hard for them.
Claressa is the #1 female boxer in the world, and that means eyes are on her. She's up for the challenge.
I have to be the one to do good every time I fight, every time. I really can't afford to mess up.
And she remains fiercely proud of her gold medals. It surprised me that she takes them with her almost every place she goes. I mean, they're gold.
What's somebody gonna do, beat me up for them? Come on. No. I'm pretty respected in Flint. I got some street cred going on.
She makes a fair point. In Detroit, I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
What a response. That's true.
A lot of street cred. Don't touch them. That's really awesome, and we wish her all the best.
Yes. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, all your life you have been told never to look directly at the sun.
So how do we really know what it looks like up close? We're going to show you some incredible new images that shows you what it's really like.
Also coming up, there just wasn't any warning. What we are now learning was on board a small plane that crashed in California.
But first, we'll take you inside the local school that is helping to give convicted felons a fresh start. Next.
On Jeff.
New at 6.
5 months ago, a father of 3 was gunned down at his auto body shop on Detroit's east side. And now his family is pleading for answers in his murder.
Plus, the type of cancer millennials face double the risk of getting compared to people born in the 1950s.
Well, after serving time behind bars, years in fact, the often hardest thing a convicted felon faces is what happens when they get out. What can they do?
And that first big step is finding a job, something very difficult to do. So tonight, we're introducing you to one local man who wouldn't let his criminal history stop him from finding employment. Everard Cassidy shows us where he and many others are finding help.
Here at Michigan Barber School, they're doing more than just cutting hair. They are educating the barber professionals of tomorrow, all while giving convicted felons a second chance.
70 years, let's do it. So I said that I must go out and use the talents that I have to create a job for myself.
Donald Long spent more than 18 years in prison for assault with attempt to commit murder. While behind bars, he vowed to turn his life around. Michigan Barber School gave him that opportunity.
Because it shows to a lot of people that went through the same similar situations I went through that you can make it. Prison is not the end.
About 10 years ago, the United States Department of Justice came up with a program called the Reentry Program. It allows people that have felonies, people that are that have been incarcerated, another opportunity to get job training so that they can be productive citizens in the United States of America.
They can get that training here. Now in its 70th year, this nonprofit barber school isn't just helping these students get jobs, but get their life back on track.
We work with them very, very closely to make sure that they have their high school diploma, to make sure that they have a driver's license or some type of identification. We actually help them to get financial aid so they don't have to incur out-of-pocket costs.
Hundreds of students have gone through the program just like Donald. Today, he's the proud manager of a barber shop and gives credit to his instructors.
If they wasn't here having the passion and love to do what they do, I couldn't have made it through.
Now, aside from grants, the nonprofit Michigan Barber School operates on donations to keep this program running past the 70-year mark. To sign up for school or to make a donation, we posted everything that you need to know on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. In Detroit, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
All right, Evrod. By the way, tuition for Michigan Barber Schools is just over $11,000 less. Any grants received, students go to school for 1,800 hours before taking their certification test and being able to find work.
1,800 hours is
serious.
A longer haul than maybe people anticipate.
Tom Gorse's commitment to Detroit celebrated this afternoon.
Yeah, today the Detroit Pistons owner and Platinum Equity CEO was named the Crain's Newsmaker of the Year. This was at a luncheon at the Motor City Casino. Several of his accomplishments were highlighted, including his philanthropy, both in Detroit but Flint as well. Not to mention the decision he made to move the Detroit Pistons back downtown.